welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be part 2, hopefully the final of me finishing this page off. I've still not decided what I'm going to do with the background, but we'll just finish the details in pencil. I want to use some acrylic paint for these little pom-poms. I did my nails last night and I'm definitely happy with gel. Why I didn't switch over to gel for the longest time, I don't know, but look at that glittery one. See it sparkle? So I'm hoping to do that on Isabel's nails, but we'll see. Anyway, I've pulled out my Holbein pencils. Now, I don't own the full set. I've got the pastel set here. That's all the pastel. And then these are single stock that I bought, as well as these ones. And then that was a pack of 12 up here. Single stock, and then doubles of skin tones, because I thought that I'd use them up quicker than I have. I mean, some of them are quite small, so I've got backups of them. But I thought the Holbeins would be a good choice for this because of the pinks in it. And I'm just looking, I think I have, yeah, I've got a red that should be dark enough for the candy canes. So let's just start off with the hair. Let me see, we've got fuchsia, or we've got Cosmo. I think I'm going to go with the Cosmo shade. This is a really bubblegum pink. Now, I do use my electric sharpener, but I'm not using it in the videos because it's way too loud and I don't want to burst your eardrums. So this is my last full day for 2 weeks, or maybe even 2.5 weeks. No, it's not even a full day, full morning should I say, that I've got time to film, because the kids break up tomorrow. My daughter's only in for 2 hours anyway at nursery. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer. Yeah, she's only in for 2 hours tomorrow, but my son is actually off school today. And I've already snapped it. He came down this morning and he did not look well, and he doesn't complain. He doesn't ever get ill. I can't even remember the last time he was poorly. And he was not looking very good and said he didn't feel well, so he's back in bed at the moment. But he's been warned if he's ill, no computer, no Xbox. I said, yeah, that's fine. He said, I don't feel well enough to play it anywhere. So yeah, I spent probably about 40 minutes last night doing my nails and doing my toenails in all this colour. It's dead pretty. I'm so impressed with the kit that I got off Amazon. I did buy it all separately. Bought the UV lamp separately, and then a pack of the gel nail polishes, and then a separate, this glitter one here that was a little bit more expensive on its own. And I can understand why now it was more expensive, but let's see how long these last. I promise I'm not going to pick at them, and I'll let you know how long they last, because apparently they last a long time, gel nails, so we shall see. I've not used my Holbeins in a little while, to be honest, and it's flipping freezing out there today. It's a good job I had all of her bugger, because I slipped a couple of times. I had to take my time coming back home. So I've got my fluffy house coat, cardigan, whatever you want to call it, on. I've got the heat pad on my back because it is agony at the moment, and I've got the radiators on. It's that cold. So I'm not going to try and make this look realistic. It's not a realistic picture. But I'm quite pleased with how the skin ended up turning out, considering it was only a little bit of the Caran d'Ache watercolour pencils. I'll link this video, the last video, somewhere around here at the top. Is it top right? And I'll leave it in the description as well, just in case you did miss it. But I did base this all with alcohol markers, and I went over with the Caran d'Ache pencils. And this is the Strathmore Tone Tan, one of the two, paper. Unfortunately it doesn't come, well, I'm not how it will work, it doesn't come in A4 size, so I had to buy a little paper cutter, not a trimmer, which is funny really, because on my birthday my husband came home with a card and he says, happy birthday mummy, and then there was a £20 Amazon gift voucher in it that he said was from her. So I did buy that cutter with that money. Who's out? There's a lady, like, I've got houses right across the road from me. It's like a little cul-de-sac, and then houses, like terraced houses, like that, right to the left of me. And there's an older lady there. She must be late 50s, early 60s, and she's got 8 dogs. 8 dogs, all different breeds, from border collies to terriers. There's a Jack Russell in there. I think there's a Shih Tzu. I don't think she's a breeder or anything like that. She's just got a lot of dogs, and she takes them out every day, which is fine, but not at 7 o'clock in the morning, especially at the weekend. And she wakes us up. Well, the dogs wake us up. So I think that's who it was. There's another lady though. She's got a big German Shepherd. It's huge, and a little tiny sausage dog. It's so comical seeing them together, and she's got a buggy, obviously a baby, and it's funny seeing them together. I did go ahead and do a bit of shading with the Caran d'Ache pencils on the hair, but looking at it now, I probably shouldn't have bothered. The pinks in that set aren't very dark, and there's not a lot to choose from. I think there's only 2 or 3, and they're classed as like the skin tones. But I think it is more for realistic work than pencils. And before I forgot, I took all the meat out for tea. I'm doing a nice breakfast for tea. Just got a glass of orange squash beside me. I'm trying my best to just drink more water instead of drinking pop all the time. Pop or cup of teas, Pepsi Max, I'm terrible for it. Saying that, I'm not too bad with a cup of tea. I rarely drink coffee, I don't like the taste that it leaves after you've finished it. I'll occasionally like have a Starbucks or something like that, or like a hot chocolate. Obviously weather dependent. I went to Costa, I only said Costco then. We went to Costco actually on Tuesday to stock up on meat and whatnot. My husband was off work, and we got there for 10 o'clock. It opened at 10 o'clock. Queue was already wrapped around the building. Stood there till 10:30 to get in. She said, "Oh, you can't come in. You can only come in at 11 o'clock because of the certain card that we had." So I thought, sod that, we didn't want to queue up for any longer and wait. So we ended up leaving. We did shopping somewhere else, and that's when there was a Costa there, and I had one of the new hot chocolates. And I said to my husband, I could probably make a better hot chocolate than that with my machine at home. I don't really understand. Don't come for me, but I don't understand what the fuss is about with Costa. Or it's maybe because I'm not a really big coffee drinker, maybe that's what it is. Anyway. So the whole point of that was me trying to say I was trying to drink a little bit more water. I went off on one. So I'm just going to sharpen this again. I worked on last night, it was yesterday morning. Some more resin pieces, because I'm going to give them to family members for Christmas. Out of the 3 things that I did, one of them hasn't turned out very good, so I'll just keep that one for myself. But the others have turned out alright. I did get a comment. I need to go through my comments and do the replies, but I need to like make sure that I've got an hour or so to sit down and go through the comments. I've not even been on Instagram the past, I want to say, what day we're now? Thursday. I've not been on since Sunday or Monday. Yeah, so I need to get back to the comments. But somebody commented, I can't remember who it was, saying, I think it was on the diamond painting video, the unboxing, saying that they hope that I'm not going to be not doing my colouring or art or anything, and I'm definitely not doing colouring or art. I'm just trying to divide my time into what I'm doing, my free time should I say, my free time in the evenings and the mornings. I definitely don't do this every morning. It'd be brilliant if I could, but I can't. but I'm just dividing my time up. For instance, I worked on the diamond painting last night for about 40 minutes after doing the finishing the resin stuff and cleaning up. And obviously sorting Isabel, we needed to bath and everything. But then I didn't do any colouring pages, I've just not felt motivated. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop colouring altogether, definitely not. I'm wondering whether I should go in with a little bit of a lighter shade for a bit of a highlight in the middle. That might be a good idea. Cherry Blossom, this is the lightest pink that I've got. I think that's the lightest pink there is. Let's give this a little bit of a sharpen. You know them nights where, like if I coloured mandalas and it's like, it's mindless colouring. That's what the diamond painting is for me a little bit at the moment. You don't really have to think about your colours, you don't have to worry about blending, etc. You're just looking at a symbol and sticking a little gem to it. And some days that's what I need. What do we think of that little bit of a highlight? I think it looks quite nice. I'm only going to do a very thin layer of that though. Very nice, these pencils. If you were wanting to try them, I would definitely recommend getting a smaller set, because even the 12 set is quite expensive, or even just buying a single stock one just to see what you think of them. So yeah, they are quite expensive, it's a lot to commit to. I've still probably I'm probably missing about 40 colours, if not more actually. But I'm happy with the selection that I've got there. I might just get them all over time, like 1 or 2 here, 1 or 2 there. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. She's definitely gone more bubblegum instead of the pastel pink. That's fine. And then we're going to use some stickles as well, I think. I did a Christmas page last week and I didn't put any sparkle on it. It was the Hannah Lynn one. I finished a Hannah Lynn Christmas page, and why I didn't put any stickles or glitter or anything on it I don't know when it's a Christmas page. So I believe that the new rules were announced yesterday, and it doesn't really change much for us. We're still allowed to see. I've got my mother-in-law coming on Christmas Day, so she's still alright for coming round. Right, for this darker pink here, I'll just bring the colours. I'm thinking either this one, but that looks too light compared to that, or we've got this darker pink here, which is, that's more of a peachier pink. So let's see. Maybe this darker pink, that might be too dark. Let's just see, try that darker pink and then some of this one. The coral and the magenta. Let's just try them and see how that works out. I suppose that's the problem when we're missing certain colours. I'm going to be very light-handed with this magenta. And the camera's going to play funny beggars. Yeah, but you see, this bit here, that was part of the background already. This is what I didn't really like. I wish it was plain, but it's not. I might even get away with just using this one, just use a really light hand. It's probably, oh yeah, just showing up. I was going to say, it's probably not even showing up. I'm going to try now with the coral, just a little bit of it over the top. Just to see if I can blend it into that colour a little bit easier. That might work actually, it's lightening it up. You see? I need to get to a wrapping as well. I'm not even started yet. I can't wrap any of Isabel's birthday presents because I need to go and get some paper. I don't want to use the Christmas paper because I'll end up getting confused and mixing everything up. The birthday is on Wednesday. I can't believe I've got a 4-year-old, a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old. Where has that time gone? I don't know if I'm liking the look of that. I might go over the top of it again with this. That looks slightly better. That coral turned it a little bit ashy. Right. Here they go again. I'm going to have to go over with a little bit of that coral because it's not going to match. But I wish I hadn't now. Never mind. On this side. I'm using a really light pressure there, barely even touching the paper. I'm going to have to unfortunately use this a little bit, just so it matches. That's not too bad. It's good that we've got that base of the alcohol now, because I don't have to worry too much then. You know about leaving the white of the, well it's not white, the brown of the paper. Right, to shade it a little bit I'm going to use tan, which that should be alright. I was thinking I'm going to need to sharpen it. This should match alright, just add a little bit more, and then I'm going to add some blush as well. I've been reading all this morning. I think it's gone into, I think they've started filming now, possibly. I think it's out in 2022. Like the next, like the prequel of Game of Thrones, but it's set before Game of Thrones. It's the Dance of the Dragons, so it's all about the Targaryens. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about that. I shouldn't be reading about it too much because I'm going to end up spoiling it for myself. But they were talking about they were talking about the cast members, which of the dragons are going to be in it, etc. I think his name was Valerian the Dreaded. I can't remember, but it was one that was bigger than Drogo, one of the dragons. So yeah, I am so excited about that. That's going to be a series that no one is allowed in the room. I'm going to be having my headphones on, no one's going to talk to me. Just let me watch my programme. And part 2 as well of the game that I play, Ark, with the dinosaurs. That's been released for 2022 as well, and Vin Diesel was in the trailer. So the funny memes that I've been seeing on Facebook, obviously so funny. I'm not going to add too much, I don't think. I want a bit of blush though. I want a bit of blush, and then I want to do her lips as well. So the blush colour, I'm going to use Rose Pink. This one needs sharpening. What do you think about this lighter at the moment? If I had the room, I'd be getting one of them. It's like an umbrella thing. But at the minute I'm just using a tiny little, if I cover it up like that, that's the difference. It's like a little tiny spotlight. So I'm hoping that's a little bit brighter. I don't know what it is about the lighter colours on this paper. It's turning ashy. I'm going to have to go in with the darker one. I don't like that. This one's slightly darker and this one's literally called pink. I'm going to have to try and use a blender, aren't I? What blender have I got here? I've got the Derwent blender. Try that in a second. And then we'll do our lips as well. I'll base it with this colour. I'm using a bit of a harder pressure this time. I'm quite happy with the shading on the ribbons and on the antlers. So I don't think, well, I don't feel the need that I have to go in and darken them up. And then I'm going to use mauve, which is more of a purpley pink colour. Like that. And let's try and use this blender. I'm just going to be very light-handed. I don't know what this paper is like. See, it's going white. Oh no, 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 I don't like that. Have I got a clean blending stump? That's got a bit of pink on, but there's pink already on the face, so that might be okay. I'm just going to use the side of it and just blend that out. That works better. Why didn't you tell me? I should have used that in the beginning. So I'm going to have to get my sandpaper out and clean the edges of these. I've been lazy. See the pink there and the orange. Yep, so the Derwent blender does not work on this paper. I'm going to go for that red shade now. I've only got one true red. And it is literally called Signal Red. That's more of the pink. I'm not touching the berries because I want to put some stickles on there. Put the candy cane. Yes, Evie. What are you growling for? Evie? Probably a bird in the back garden. Knowing her. Again, I'm happy with the leaves as well. I don't feel the need to go in and darken them up. I'm going to work on her eyes next, and then I think I'm going to have to start putting the acrylic paint on the little pom-poms. Right, what colour eye should we go for? I'm a bit worried about going in with a lighter colour. What about green? I haven't really got many greens to choose from now. I'll show you. We've got minty green colours. And that might look a bit weird though on her eyes. Oh, these are alright actually. Opal green and misty green. Let's try that misty green. Let's give it a sharpen. That's what I feel like with my lashes on at the moment. They didn't half irritate me for the first couple of days. And then when I got my eyes wet as well for the first time, oh, they burned. I think it was the residue of the glue. I was in the shower and I accidentally got water in my eyes and I literally couldn't see. I'm getting used to them a bit better now. I can't imagine having them on all the time though. I'm surprised Isabel's not tried pulling them off yet. If I wear any earrings, she goes for them. I need to do a bit of white and grey as well on them areas. I'm just going to base it with that colour and then I'm going to darken it with, I like the colour of this. This one's leaf green. So it is two different greens, but like that. And then we've got a slightly darker green. Yes, I have. This is one of the single ones that I got. This is Jasper green. Let's go in and do, I'm not going to put white in actually. I've got a warm grey, a warm grey too. So I'm going to put that in these areas. I think white, especially with it being the brown of paper, the tone paper, I think it'll stand out too much. That's better, that is perfect. Just what I was looking for. Yeah, I've never noticed with MysticArtMirrors, they've not got water lines. They have in Hannah Lynn's. I've never noticed that before. Right, I'm going to put these pencils away and let's get started with the acrylic. So I've brought you out just a little bit, just so you can see a little bit better. I've got two different paints here. So I'm using just a cheap watercolour brush. These are really super duper cheap. I'm using the Decor Americana acrylic paint in white. Now this is, I'll get the black one. If you're wanting a matte black background, this is superb, absolutely superb. I've actually got a whip. Oh, I can't show you, it's on the other end of the room. Anyway, I've got a whip with this, and I've finished loads of pages and I've used this, and it's the mattest black that I've managed to find, and it only takes one coat to do. You know, if you want to work on a background or whatever, I thoroughly recommend that. That's why it's the big one, and I'm glad I got the big one of that. I'm going to bring you out just a little bit more. So I've got that one, and then I've got Decor, again the Glamour Dust, that I might go over the top once it's dry. I've popped out my heat gun just to save on time, and I think it's going to take quite a few layers of this, and then possibly a little bit of the white gel pen as well, you know, to get the wispy bits. If I can actually, if I can get a smaller brush, I don't want to use one of my good ones and then completely spoil it, so that one might be okay. This one is a teeny weeny one. I might be able to accomplish them little wispy bits with that smaller one. So I'm just going to give it a shake. This is literally just called white, I believe. Oh no, it's Snow Titanium White actually. And again, I just got these off Amazon. They were about £3 for these. But when I went to America and I brought back paints with me, and I got this from, was it Target? It weren't Target. What was it? I can't remember. It was one of the shops when I was in Florida anyway. And I got the apple barrel ones, and they were less than $1 each. I wish I brought more of these back, because they're just as good as well, but they're quite hard to get a hold of in the UK. Anyway, going off on one again. I've already spilled a little bit there. So low. I'm going to go over the top of that anyway with the black for the eyeliner and the... Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. Dry paint now. Yeah, I'm going to go over the top and darken the lashes anyway. So I just want to try and emulate these wisps. It might not be too bad actually. If I just keep with this shape. It is me thinking I was going to need 2 or 3 layers. I think the best bet, I did use watercolour as a background with this paper and it's not the greatest. So I think I'm going to go with Distress ink. Don't come for me, I know I use it a lot. But if you want to see a watercolour background, I'll have to do it on different paper. I don't think I'm going to have to use that other brush. Right, so I'll just do a thin layer of that and let that dry and then work on the next ones. And use the heat gun just a tad and see if it needs another layer. I think it might do, just a thin one. What do we think? Very, very white. I'm going to have to go and check on my son in a minute. What time are we on? 10 o'clock, he came down at, well, it's 10:05, he came down at 8:05. So he's been up there now for 2 hours. It always worries me when he does actually complain that he's ill because he just doesn't. It's so rare. Even like when he's got a cold, he'll go, oh no, I'm fine, I'll go to school. Where if that was me at that age, I would have been feeling sorry for myself and not wanting to leave my bed. And then probably arguing with my mum that I don't want to go to school. I wasn't the biggest school lover though, I've got to be honest. Let's be a bit more careful around these areas. I think I might have put too much paint on the paper. I'm terrible for that. Whether it's acrylic paint, watercolour paint, glue for glitter, I always put too much out. But I do that as well with food. I always make too much. And pasta, don't get me started on pasta. If I make a pasta dish, I literally could probably feed the whole street with the amount of pasta that I use. I know that you can get them things that measure it out, I've just not got one. When my dad used to live across the road, he used to freeze the leftovers and give them to him and his wife. Not anymore though. I haven't done that in a long time. Right, so I'm going to blast this with a heat gun. And then we'll do another layer, I think. Dry paint everywhere. This is my pink mat as well, by the way. I've just flipped it over the other side. The cutting mat that I use as well, when it's a cold day like this, it is freezing. So That's why I thought I'd best off use this one. But I don't want to use the pink side because it's got all sorts on it. It's even got resin on it as well now. So I might need to get a new one. I was FaceTiming my brother and then my son FaceTimed him, and he was showing us his new setup for his he's got a gaming, he's built a gaming PC, and he's got this mouse mat. I mean, these are all mouse mats that I've bought in the past, and it lights up all around the edges. I think that'll probably be annoying in videos, but it looks super cool. I think that might look good in my son's room. All different colours. I think it's USB. So I could switch it, I could plug it in there. Yeah, but I think that'll probably be annoying for you guys. And turn that light off! Can't concentrate on what you're doing. Yeah, it's definitely needed another layer doing. I think I'm going to use that glittery paint called Glamour Dust. Right, so I haven't got my water ready, so I'll get that. Let's put my paintbrush in there for now. And where else did I want the white? I wanted the white here, but I'm a bit worried that I'm going to go over the edges, so I'm going to use the white gel pen for that. So let's dry this and then use the glitter. Get the same paintbrush, I'm just taking off all the white and just rinsing it. Right, and this time don't put as much on. I've used a lot of this as well. Rolo, what is it? What are you going to do? If I let you out there with them birds out there, you just want to come back in anywhere. She's got the personality, well, she thinks she's the size of a water owl, that dog. When if you see my, I think it was the update, I showed the dogs, and they're only small, but they've got big attitudes. And now they're play fighting. So I apologise if there's any barking. Oh, see, I used the right amount of this. Happy with myself there. Evie. Right, I'm going to dry that completely, and then I'm going to come back and do the white gel pen. I'm going to tidy this up first and then we'll come back. So that is all dry now. I did use the heat gun, but if I show you in the light how pretty that is. It's only subtle, but I pulled out as well the clear Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen because I want to put that on the bell. So I've got two different size gel pens. I've got the 0.6 and the 1.0. I'm going to start off with the 1. That's been my favourite out of all the three different sizes. It's going to be difficult this because I would usually turn the paper. And I'm going to do the white of the eyes as well. All the highlights in the eyes with this. Try my best to keep it straight. It's like eyeliner though, you put a thin line, you do it wrong and it was thicker and thicker and thicker. just looking at them antlers now, I think I'm going to add some white dots, because when you see a, I don't know what they're called as a baby, the baby reindeers, same as normal deers, is that what they're called? Reindeers, normal deers. They've got like, when they're like Bambi, that's what I was trying to say. You know the pattern of the white on the back? I know they're not on the horns, but I think that'll look nice. So let's go in with the white of the eyes. I'm just going to do a line straight across. And not try and put my hand in the wet gel pen. The amount of times I've done that is unbelievable. Like that. She's pretty. And let's put some dots on these horns then. Antlers. Ever since getting these gel pens, these new ones, I've not used the Uniball Signal one at all. Been really impressed with this. So roll my sleeve up. I wish I could have played some Christmassy music in the background, but I'll get told off by YouTube, so best not. See, just a little something extra. And I'm thinking of doing the same thing with this, you know, I've done it before, like created a glittery effect. But what I'll do is I'm going to fast forward this bit because it does take me quite a while. Now with the smaller size gel pen, I'm just going to add a couple of little stars, just to make it look like that it's glistening and sparkly. We could add some stickles as well, some clearer stickles in certain areas. But that probably took me about 15 minutes just to do that, so I thought I'd best off speeding that little bit up. Right, so what shall we work on now? I think we're close to doing the background. I'm going to do the Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen. This is just clear. I'm going to do it all over the bell, but I might go ahead and put some stickles in as well. I'll do that right at the end. I've missed these bits with the white gel pen, you see, so let's just get them done now. Where's that smaller one? That'll do, the 0.8. I managed to do a lot more Christmassy pages than I did last year. But I think there's been more on offer this year, especially regarding like PDFs and not just colouring in actual books. I still need to bind the Hannah Lynn, the newest book. I've still just got that all separate on one of my shelves. That's looking a little bit messy. While I'm here as well, I'm going to put a little bit of highlight on her lips. I'm just going to leave it for a second and then just dampen it off. Like that. It's just a little bit. Is it going to be easier if I just do it like that? It's difficult doing it and not turning the page. Why did I choose to do this? It's hurting my hand. It looks effective though. Yeah, to the bottom one first. Right, what do we think? I'm going to get all the distress inks out now, but I've got a good idea of what colours I want to use. Oh, I moved them, didn't I? Or did I? No, I'm still here. So I just keep them stored. I'll just move this out of the way. In these little acrylic containers. Right. Got Salty Ocean. Faded Jeans might be too dark. Let's get the other tray out. And then we've got, what's this? Tumbled Glass. Now I've used that before and it's not showed up very well. So I'm just going to pull a couple one. I've got Iced Spruce, Broken China and Pumice Stone. Let's try with them. I moved everything around the other day, now I can't remember where everything is. Make sure it's a clean brush. That's not too small, that one should be okay. Let's use two different sizes. Just checking that it's clean. Yeah, that should be okay. I'll go in with the lightest shade first, but I've got a funny feeling that this is not going to show up. I'm not too worried about this because it just wipes down clean. I'll go in with the smaller one first. Yeah, I've just got a funny feeling that this is not going to show up. Yeah, barely there. that won't even pick up on camera, so that's a no-no. Broken china, is this going to show up? Looks a bit darker. Pearly there though, look. That's going to take a lot of effort to do that. You can see the colour more on the mat. Let's try the darker one. Salty Ocean. I wanted it to be a lighter blue, but I don't think I'm going to get away with it on this paper. That one's showing up a little bit better. I think it'll look nice as well with the greys over the top. Let's roll my sleeves up. Let me try with the bigger one. That might be a bit easier. Let's be a bit more careful around this area. I've just had a really good idea as well. I'm going to use some pan pastels as well, white pan pastels, for some of this background. I was just thinking, I wonder if they do a distress ink in white. Obviously I've not got that right now, so I could use the pan pastels. Right, so that's enough of the blue. Let's go in with this iced spruce, which is a bluey grey, I believe. Yeah, it is. I'm going to do my splatter technique before we do the pan pastels. I don't want to obviously get that wet. Let's just move them out the way. Let's move all the distress ink out the way. So it's a good job it does clean up that. And just my usual splatter all over. Just leave it for a second. And then pick up the colour, and then I've kept the heat gun plugged in, luckily. So I'm just pressing down quite firmly. I am not rubbing, because if you rub it you're going to move the colour around. I think that's all of it. Right, let's pop the heat gun on it. corner that I've missed. Right, so I'm going to get the white pan pastel and the tool that I need, and I'll be right back. So I haven't got any icicle stencils, so I'm just going to check my stencils now. I think I've got, yeah, I've got some circle ones that I could use. Let's just check through them. Stars, we don't want them, we just want circles. I know I've got another one somewhere. Is that it? That's the same. So I think it's probably going to have to be that one. I'm just a bit worried because there's glitter on it. But I think that's dried. I don't think that's going to move anywhere. So just so you can see more of the picture as I'm doing it, and I don't have to keep moving it around. And roll my sleeves up. I'm just going to pop this over. I have got that sticky stuff that sticks the stencil down, but I think it'll be more hassle than it's worth because I'm not doing much of this. I'm just going to go in with the white pan pastel on the same makeup brush that I used with the Distress ink, and then add some of this. I'm going to go over the actual image as well, and I have got a spray to set this, and I'll take it out in the back garden and do that. So I've not put it everywhere, you see. See the sort of effect I'm going for as it's coming down. I'm going to try and do less and less of them. Here. Well, it definitely turned out to be a mixed media page, this, didn't it? Right, so I'm going to take that outside and set it. I might take a few areas off if I can erase them. I don't mind a few on a face. So again, I'll be right back. So I think that's turned out to be quite an effective background. So I'm just going to go in with the Copic multi-liner now just to go over some of this black because I messed up here. I'm just going to add some more lashes as well, just to make it look a bit thicker on that outer edge. Like that. And then I've pulled out quite a few stickles actually. So I've got gold I'm going to use for the bell. I've pulled out, there's one of these ones that have blocked and I've still not fixed it. Thistle and pink. So I don't know which one it was, I can't remember. One of them is blocked up and I wanted to use that in a little bit in the dress or the top. And then I've got Stardust and Icicle. I'm gonna go over a few of the little, what am I gonna call them, the snow falling down. So we'll do the gold first because I know that this one should be okay. Yeah, that's fine. So it is 3D at the moment, but once it's dry, it dries more or less flat to the page. just like that. Let's test, which one was it? It's not this one. It must have been that other one. I don't need that other one, I don't need that thistle now, I'm quite happy with just that. And then we'll go in with the thicker. With this icicle one, the tip is a lot wider, so it does make this a lot easier. Oh, I'm knocking everything over. Just a few. It's quite clear that, so I know it's probably not picking up on camera very well, but once it's dry, it'll look super nice. And I think I'm going to call that done now. I am quite happy with that. I mean, how long would you say that took me? I think that other video was about an hour long. And I don't know how long this video is going to be, but probably about 2 hours altogether. And I think she's turned out super pretty. I was umming and ahhing whether to put glossy accents on the eyes, but with all the stickles, I don't think I am going to do. So what do you think? Which was your favourite part of this video? I do really love using mixed media, and the background is always my favourite part. I think I've managed to cover up the icicles that were already there. I mean, you can see them a little bit. But I do hope that you enjoyed the video and you stayed till the end. I know it might have been a bit of a longer one. If you are new, please do subscribe and like the video. It does really help out my channel. If you do like my videos, it makes it so other people can see my videos a little bit easier. So take care, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.